God, I'm talking a lot of bullshit. Okay. Oh, jeez. Oh no. Ah, I just broke my setup immediately after clicking record. Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. How are you all feeling today? I hope you're well. Today I'm going to be setting up the front pages of my 2021 bullet journal, and I'm also going to chat to you a little bit about my process and how I plan the pages, because I had a couple of questions about that, so I thought I'd let you all know. I'm also going to show you some of the goodies that I got recently. I treated myself during the Black Friday sales. If you don't care about that sort of thing, feel free to skip ahead to the actual time-lapse setup pages. I'll put either a number in the video or down in the description, or both. I'll do both. Okay, so first up, I absolutely took advantage of Amanda Rachley's Black Friday sale. So the deal was that if you buy one, you get one half price. And I couldn't resist because I was looking for a new dotted bullet journal for 2021. I hadn't actually settled on anything yet, and they're so cute. How can you not? So I bought a black one and the pink one. I'm not sure which pink one this is. One was sold out when I bought. I think that was the peachy one, and this is just like straight up pink because some boys like pink, and that's okay. I also treated myself to some washi tapes that are so cute, so I'll show you all of those properly in a minute. But yeah, just to let you know, like, the reason that I bought two is because I'm going to have one, which is going to be this one. I've sort of decided and sketched out pages already. So this one is for my general bullet journal stuff that I'll use throughout the year. And this one is going to be my project bullet journal. And I will do a separate video showing you how I set up my project bullet journal, how I keep track of things. I'm using a completely different system going into 2021 than I did this year, because this year the setup that I was using to begin with was kind of part of my bullet journal, but also mostly in a sketchbook, and I tried to amalgamate the two and it didn't really work. And then I saw Costuming Drama's, how do you describe it? Like a power sheet of how she plans her projects. So I'm going to be doing something similar to that in this book, but I'll talk about that more in the actual video for this one. So yeah, I'll show you inside this one because I've already opened this one up and sketched the pages for today. So I'll show you inside the Shop Amanda Rachley notebook, and I'll do a little comparison of my old bullet journal. So these ones they have a really nice cover. It's the same feel as my previous bullet journal. Oh, this oh god, it looks rank. This is my 2020 bullet journal. As you can see, it's absolutely filthy. Yeah, I wanted the bright yellow to, like, because I love yellow and it looks pretty, but oh my god, these come everywhere with me. I literally never leave the house without them, and yeah, just in the transit they just got filthy. That's why I've decided to use the black one for 2021, because this should show the dirt a lot less if it ends up getting dirty. Hopefully I'll be able to keep it nice. You can see I've also like already decorated it with some of the washi tapes because I couldn't resist. So yeah, this is the Sunshine and Stationery one. And this is the Amanda Rachley one. Obviously, we are not judging on appearance. This one has worked hard since May this year. Yeah, God, I'm talking a lot of bullshit. But yeah, this one has lasted me from May to December, and it's been really good. And I think it was only a little bit cheaper than this one. Actually, no, it might have been. This was in pounds and this was in dollars, so I can't do the conversion rate in my head. This one has served me really well. But as you can see, when I squish them down, the Amanda Rachley one is much bigger than the Sunshine and Stationery one. So whilst I have been able to fit lots of months in this one, it's because I haven't been filling it out entirely. Like, I don't always do dailies in it, but I do all the monthly spreads in it. Whereas I'm hoping to go back to my older system that I used to do on separate sheets of paper for this bullet journal. I believe the Sunshine and Stationery one, it's not Sunshine and Stationery. Why do I keep saying that? It's Stationery Island. Oh my god, Sunshine and Stationery is a really good YouTube channel you can watch. Can you tell I've been watching her videos? Oh my gosh. Editing AJ, can you just like dub over any time I've said Sunshine and Stationery and correct me to Stationery Island, please? Thank you. The paper inside the Amanda Rachel one is really good as well. Like, look how cute this is. But yeah, the paper is properly white. This paper is more of like, this one was more of like a, I can show you, I think I still have some plain pages. Okay, so apparently I don't have any spare pages. But yeah, you can see this paper is slightly yellower than this paper. So that'll be fun to see how like the pens react differently to the paper. I'm really excited about having like crisp white sheets. And these are all, oh, all the pages are numbered. I didn't realize that before. The pages are numbered. That's handy. If you like to index things, I recommend a pre-numbered notebook, because my writer's journal is not pre-numbered, and oh god, yeah, big mistake. So if you like to index things, definitely get a pre-numbered one. These are all 160, oh, we have more ribbons, 160 GSM. I'm not entirely sure what GSM means, but it's like a higher paper quality, so it's quite thick. You get less ghosting and bleed through, which is when you can kind of see the, if you were to draw on this page with marker, you could like see them through on the other page, which I did have a little bit of an issue with in my old bullet journal. I think this one was like 100 GSM, I'm not sure. But I recommend avoiding anything less than 100 because you will get bleed through. If you like it looking pretty and you're not just using it as like a to-do list, if you like to draw on it and such, I recommend something with better quality paper. And there are loads cheaper alternatives, but still giving you a good quality paper, so you don't need to sacrifice on the paper quality. If I can find some examples, I will show you. So that is the Amanda Rachel notebooks. I'm really excited to be using these in the future. Like I said, I also got the washi tape. Focus. Will you? Yep. There we go. I also got the washi tape set. I think this was the pale neutrals? I'm not sure. But basically I got the grayscale set because in the front of my bullet journal, I like to keep things quite plain. Like genuinely simple, guys. Like actually simple. Not just Spencer simple. Actually simple. And I thought these would work really well with another little treat that I bought myself, which was my Tombow dual brush pens in grayscale again. Anyone who knows me knows that I'm a sucker for monochrome and grey, and yeah, I had to treat myself to some new pens, so I got this set. The last thing that I want to show you guys is this, which is a Papergang subscription box. Now I'm not sponsored, like, you know, there's like 10 of you, and you're all friends and family, but this had been coming up for ages in like all my ads on Instagram and on Facebook, and pretty much anywhere they could cram an ad for it, I was seeing it, and I finally caved because I am a sucker. So it's called the Papergang box. It's by Ohh Deer, and it is basically a subscription box where every month they will send you a pretty box full of pretty things, all to do with like journaling and stationery. And for every box that you get, it plants quarter of a tree. And the deal that they're doing at the moment is that you can get your first box half price, so it's £7 for your first box. And oh my god, guys, this stuff is so cute. Again, I've already had a look at it because I don't have that kind of restraint. Yes, I've already had a look. But I want to show you some of the things in here because I'm going to be using some of these things in my front of journal setup. So we have, oh, it's so pretty. I have creased this a little bit, which I'm really sad about. Stay out. Where did my blue tag go? You get a little leaflet inside it, which explains what you get inside the pack and a little bit about the artist. So they work with different artists for each box to come up with all the things that you get inside. So this month was Jade Walsh. So yeah, they give you a little bit of information about the artist, what they like to draw. Yeah, so there's like a whole interview in there and like a list of contents. So onto the actual stationery bits that you get. This month they had these sticky notes, which I absolutely love. I used like a llama set of these, or alpacas, sorry, not llamas, that my friend got me from Japan whilst I was doing my dissertation. Like every single textbook or every single, or the 2 books that I was writing my dissertation on were just full of sticky notes like this. You also get a really cute illustration. I am definitely going to use this as inspiration for one of my setups in 2021. This I'm really excited about. So this is kind of how I used to do my bullet journaling when I said it was like on separate sheets. So they call it a desk pad. Basically you have your day down the side, your objective, notes, things I'm proud of. I love things that include things like this, like that just make you pick out one small thing that you love from the day. But yeah, so this is gonna live on my desk for me and my partner to both use when we need to. Cute little pencil. I am always in need of more pencils. So this is like stickers on washi tape. And I'm really excited to use these because in my November bullet journal setup, I did a Calendex, I think it's called, where, I can show you. This is a Calendex. So you have like a slightly smaller calendar, you put a dot and then you put the corresponding stuff elsewhere. I thought the stickers on this would be really helpful for that. And then there are some longer ones for like banners. These will definitely be being used in the front of my bullet journal and throughout the months. The last thing in the box is a 2021 calendar, and I am so excited about this. Like the illustrations, again, are beautiful. Like, oh, so gorgeous, so like simple but unique. And yeah, like I said, I'm really excited to use these as inspiration as well for future bullet journal themes. Okay, so now that I've shown you guys everything, let's hop over to the actual setup and the time lapse. First things first, gotta put my name in the book, just in case. In case of what, I don't know, but if 2020 has taught us anything, it's that anything can happen. When it comes to planning my pages, I tend to do a rough version on scrap paper first, and just use boxes to denote where different things will be, whether that's the heading, a sketch, or a quote, for example. After that, I sketch those blocks very lightly into my bullet journal, and then I start experimenting with different fonts and drawings. I also make sure that if I'm sketching something, I have a reference picture in front of me, because Lord knows I am awful at just drawing something from my imagination. References are your best friend, whether that's a reference for a sketch or for a bullet journal layout. It's 100% okay to use a reference. When it comes to adding colour to my pages, I usually just swatch a bunch of different colours on the back of my journal and see what colours look good together. The next page is my grid spacing page. I didn't have one of these in my last journal, so I was forever counting dots, trying to remember how big my pages were. And that's no fun. Don't do that, kids. It's most helpful to have this reference page on the left-hand side of your notebook, because it makes it easier to view and reference no matter where you are in your bullet journal. Now for the title page. I kept this really simple. I didn't want to do anything too flashy. We're sneaking our way into 2021. We don't want to scare it like we did 2020. I wrote out the numbers in the lower third of the page and then wrote out the title above it again, but in cursive this time. Next up is my future log. I never used one of these before, as I would usually just use my phone. But now most of my work is planned months in advance, and some things have actually been rescheduled for the next year. So a future log seemed like a good idea this time. I made this a double spread and split each page into 2 columns. So I had a column with each quarter to work with my goal system for this year, which I'll explain later on. You can find lots of different future log examples on YouTube and Pinterest, and I combined a couple of ideas to make something that would work for me. And again, I kept my decorations really simple. Next page is my goals page. This is basically my thought dump page for any goals that I can think of that I want to start or work on or even complete throughout 2021. I'll just jot down the ideas here before going into more detail on how to complete them in my quarterly goal spread or in my project planner. The next spread is my Write 9 spread, and I 100% stole this idea off Sunshine and Stationery and adapted it to me. Her version is a Make 9, and whilst I do sewing and cosplay, history bounding and crafts, I usually do those types of projects quite slowly due to physical limitations. So for me, it's more practical for me to try and write 9 things than it is to make 9 things. There's loads of things that can be counted towards this, such as short stories, competition pieces, my novel, if I finish it, blog posts, and any commissioned work. Remember to be compassionate towards yourself when you're creating your goals, friends. It won't go well if you put too much pressure on yourself. Onto my quarterly goals setup. And yes, I made one hell of a muck-up on this. Thank the gods I have washi tape that I can use to cover this up. Personally, I only really make corrections like this if it's something super noticeable, like my headers, or if it's something important, like the dates of a month. If it's just a spelling mistake in a quote, or I misspell a month title in an overview, I won't go out of my way to correct it. Unless it annoys me. Then I'll correct it. So this page is basically for narrowing down the goals. I'll take a look at my brain dump goals page and pick a few that I want to work on for the next couple of months. For example, the deadline for the Foundations Revealed competition is at the beginning of Feb. So completing that garment and entering it would be a Q1 goal. This is also why I set up my future log in 4 columns, so I could see what deadlines or events were coming up in each quarter and could plan my goals accordingly. There's no point planning to complete a sewing related goal during a quarter where I am away from home, and so won't have access to my sewing machine. However, it would be a good time to work on a goal that I can do wherever, such as learning coding languages or another writing related goal. Remember what I said about being compassionate? We're trying to set ourselves up for success, and that means being kind to ourselves. You hear that, future Spencer? Don't be a d***. Now onto my yearly trackers. This is the first time I'm setting these up in my bullet journal, so I had lots of fun looking up other ways that people had set up theirs. It seems quite common for people to draw bookcases and write on the spine of the book doodle the title of the finished book. And I love this idea, but it would have taken a long time to set up, and also it can sometimes be hard to write the titles in the small space of the spine and still have it legible. At least it is for me. So I went with a much simpler setup. Again, this was taken from Sunshine and Stationery. I split my double-page spread into several columns that I would fill out or check off as I read and finished books. I adapted the headings to suit me more, and so the ones that I went with are title, author, format, because sometimes I read books via audiobooks, genre, start date, and finish date. Having this as a simple table makes it easier to fill out, and so I can do it whenever, rather than having to put a certain amount of time aside to draw something, or get the relevant pens, if they're not to hand. The next spread is my games played tracker. This basically has the same purpose as my books read tracker, but the headings are a little different. For this tracker, the headings are title, language, because sometimes I play games in different languages to force me to practice them. Like, my Duel Links is currently set to Korean to force me to practice. The system, e.g. PC, Switch, phone, anything like that. A completed section, question mark included, because I'm notorious for not finishing games. And a rating. The next spread is my YouTube plan spread. Again, this is split into 4 vertical columns, a column per quarter, to help me plan what videos need releasing when. Similar to my quarterly goals page, this is to make sure that I'm not setting myself a video that will involve a lot of work during a period where I'm either unable to film or I'm just busy with other jobs and projects. It will also help me space out my videos and hopefully create a balance between Bujo videos, sewing videos, and writing videos. The next tracker is for my YouTube workflow. Again, this is an idea taken from Sunshine and Stationery, but I thought it was absolutely brilliant and I needed to implement it in my own journal. Basically, this spread will help me keep track of where I am with each video project, as production for each video tends to overlap. This time I just drew icons for the headers, as I had a lot of information to try and fit on one row. These headings mean filming, editing, voiceover, rendering, uploading, writing a description, writing the tags, the info cards, the end screen, and closed captioning. I also added some washi tape across the bottom to cover up the slightly messy lines that were annoying me. I coloured behind these images in the same dark grey that I was using for the other banners to tie it together, and then I coloured the alternate lines in the table the lightest grey to help tell apart the different projects. Each video project gets 2 lines. On to my final spread. This is my earnings tracker. Again, split into 4 columns, one for each quarter. This is such a simple spread, but it is so versatile. When I first started bullet journaling, splitting my page up like this was actually my go-to spread design for most pages. And as you can see, I have used it a lot for this yearly setup. And here's the final flip through. I hope you all enjoyed this video, and I hope there was something useful in it for all of you. If you did, feel free to give this video a like, and if you fancy sticking around, hit that subscribe button. I post around twice a month. Take care everyone, and I'll see you in the next video.